Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm in media production.
I'm Jasmine and I'm in journalism.
I lived in GCC. I lived on the 25th floor in a 4-style apartment and I had my own room. What about you?
Yeah, I lived in DCC as well on the 21st floor, and I also had a 4-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms.
How do you feel to be back in DCC?
It feels crazy being back here. Like, even when we were going up the elevator, I was like, oh my god, like that's the button I used to click.
Yeah, but we were talking about earlier how we probably were in the same elevator as each other
Yeah.
at one point in time and we just didn't know each other then. My last night here, I stayed up really late and also woke up really early just so I could have like the city at night and the city in the morning, like as my last time viewing it.
I used to stay up and watch the sunrise, which is crazy. I would never do that now. So how long does it take you to commute to campus now?
Too long. It's not actually that long. Overall, about like an hour, 50 minutes. What about you?
Yeah, I actually, residents actually convinced me to find a place right off campus to live. And I was lucky enough to find somewhere pretty affordable, like a 10-minute walk.
10-minute walk? That's crazy. I used to basically wake up 10 minutes before my classes, which since I was here, I definitely could have woken up earlier and had a nicer outfit, but I think it really depended on how heavy my classes were that day.
I feel like overall I just get ready really slowly, so I would always wake up an hour and a half before anything.
I completely forgot about the dining hall.
Yeah.
Also, I think I missed breakfast almost every day. I remember eating noodles for breakfast where they had the little bakery that section of the dining hall that I'd go to.
In the ILC or in the
I go to the ILC.
So how do you think your budget's changed since you started commuting to campus?
Since I'm commuting, in my head that means I'm saving money. So I kind of spend a bit of money buying food out. I think that's besides transit, that's my biggest cost. Definitely it's a lot cheaper than it was living downtown.
Yeah, I would say besides other living expenses, food is also my biggest cost. I've tried to stay away from just eating out, and I meal prep a lot more. But obviously that's really time consuming, so it's kind of a struggle. Do I put a lot of time into grocery shopping and meal prepping, or do I just eat out today and eat that cost? I feel it's so difficult because we're in Toronto. There's so many food options around, and even if you go to Kensington, even around campus, there's just so much you want to try. We just finished our 3rd year now, so I don't feel the urge to go out as much and get as much food out, but it was definitely hard when I first moved here. I was oh, I want to go out every single day, and I want to get all this new food, and
I love all the food options here. Toronto's a very diverse city, so you get a little bit of everything. I like finding the deals wherever I can.
So how does your routine differ now that you're commuting instead of living on campus?
I think, as weird as it sounds, I think I spend more time on campus now, because before, since I lived there and I was there all the time, I'd go out for classes, I'd go out with friends sometimes, but most of the time if I was exploring, it would be around the city opposed to on campus. And I usually spend time after class with friends just to make the commuting experience worth it. And a good way to make it worth it is by hanging out with friends before or after, or doing something that you like. I like going to the bookstores by campus as well. So I think I just spend more time doing stuff I like spending time with friends on campus or around campus, or exploring around as well. What about you?
Yeah, I think that honestly, because I'm spending the money to stay in Toronto, I feel I have to make it worth it by being on campus all the time and joining all these clubs and all these campus jobs and stuff. So I definitely find that I honestly get home at 9 p.m. every night.
Yeah, that's good, honestly, because it makes your day worthwhile.
I'm never home.
Yeah, when I lived here too, I had a campus job too. I worked at the SLC. So it was just a great way to find community, you know what I mean, with your coworkers as well. And also if you're working in a space that you see a bunch of other students in, it just feels very homey in a sense, you know?
And you're also meeting people that are not even in your program,
Yeah.
which I find is really hard, especially in first year.
Yeah.
And I thought that residents did a really good job of putting people together that weren't in the same program.
Yeah, I feel it's very easy to stay within that bubble, but the dining hall was a very good place to talk to people as well, clubs or anything. In general, I'm a big introvert, so since I had my room so close to campus and everything was always around, I kind of spent most time just by myself, and it wasn't a lonely thing. It was just very comforting, if that makes sense. The city is already so busy that I didn't really feel like I was alone. But yeah, I'd go out with my roommates, and we'd go out to get food, or we'd go see movies. But I think now that I'm commuting, a lot of my hangouts are more intentional, if that makes sense. Like before, a lot of the times it would be like, oh, we see each other often, let's go hang out. Because we're always so close, and since I was like basically always an option, that's when we would hang out. But now if I want to hang out with someone, I'd be like, okay, are you free like 5 business days in advance? And we have to like both confirm times on our different schedules, and we have to be like, okay, how long does it take you to get to the city? How long does it take you to get to this place? But what about you?
Yeah, I think the intentionality thing that you mentioned it applies to me as well, especially like a busy schedule, and like as you kind of get closer to graduation, you just kind of get busier.
I feel like it was really easy in residence, or now, like looking back, that taking for granted like how close you are with like all your friends or people your age. Like you really don't have many times in life where you get an experience where you're like literally living with or beside your friends, and like they're all like so close to you. I feel like the only other times you get that was when you're a kid and everyone's living in the same neighborhood and they all go to the same school.
What are the unexpected challenges that you kind of faced kind of living on campus and also being a commuter?
If you have your own room like we did at DCC as well, even with roommates, like you're so close to everything that you're like, oh, I can just stay in my room. You get really used to like bed rotting just because it's so convenient. But it's also really easy to meet people, so it's easy to fall out of that, but it's also easy to fall into it. The elevators, sometimes or most of the time, it'd be really speedy fast, you know? But then for some reason, everyone has class at this one time, and then it gets packed, and then you're like, okay, so you just gotta remember when elevators are busy, and like, you'll kind of figure that out within the first week. Same with like normal transit, you know? Elevators are transit here, so it's just like 9 a.m. is rush hour outside, it's gonna be rush hour in the building too. But yeah, with commuting, I think like, the biggest unforeseen challenge is how to make the most of your commuting time. So my big thing this year is trying to like make the most of my time while I commute. I'll like either try to watch a movie, read a book, do some homework, sleep even, I think is more worthwhile than doom scrolling into your commute. But what about you?
Yeah, I thought the biggest challenge about living on campus was you kind of don't have anyone to keep you accountable. Yeah. You know, like you said, like you could just bed rot and nobody's gonna be like, get out of bed or whatever.
Yeah, no one's gonna do that, and it's like so convenient. So it's kind of hard to not.
It is really convenient, but it's also really hard to be like, oh, like maybe I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I also thought that like I eat at night. I'm a night eater. And just like the dining hall closing, I think it was like at 8 or 8:30.
Yeah, 8 or 9 or something.
Something like that. It was like way too early for me. Like what if I need a snack? I want to go to the dining hall.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Did you utilize the fridge a lot in your dorm then, or no?
I did.
Yeah.
I did utilize the fridge a lot, and the DCC market downstairs was really helpful too.
Yeah, that was also helpful. I got ramen there a lot. They had those ramen packs,
and the little candy and the chocolate bars and stuff. What's your personal preference, commuting or living on campus?
Definitely living on campus. I am trying to move downtown right now, and I've been trying to find a place, but it can be pretty hard. But I just think like having the city all around you, having so much to explore, makes life very interesting. Like it doesn't ever feel dull to me, because there's like, no matter what type of food you want to eat, no matter what type of activity you want to do, it's like all around. So it's just very convenient, because where I live, it's a very like small town, and there's not a lot of activities to do. Very much just like sitting in a parking lot going to Tim Hortons, you know. So I like the busyness of downtown a lot. I will say from commuting, I do like the greenery, and like having not to cook my own food when I'm at home is also nice. Thank you, Mom. But yeah, I will definitely say I think living on campus is a lot more of a fun experience for me. Yeah, you said you had to commute for a little bit before you find housing. So how is that for you versus the housing?
Yeah, I commuted a little bit in my first year just because I was on the wait list to get into residence. And I was upset about it just because I did want to live in residence so badly. But I think now that I've been in Toronto for 3 years, I kind of appreciate the quietness of the suburbs a little more. Like I kind of look forward. Sometimes I look forward to going back, just because it's so quiet and it's so slow compared to Toronto. I feel like in Toronto everything's like go, 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 see this person, do this thing, go grocery shopping, cook, meal prep, whatever it might be. So I did appreciate how quiet it is over there, but I also do appreciate like being in the city and just like experiencing everything. And I feel like this is a time in my life that I'm gonna want back once it's over.
Exactly. I feel like the second I moved downtown, it made me have so much more appreciation for my hometown, because I feel like it's kind of universal to hate your hometown. I could be wrong about this, but yeah, I just like just the greenery, or like how quiet it is. It was just, you come to appreciate that a lot.
I'm desensitized to sirens.
Yeah, same.
I don't hear them anymore.
I remember I used to, like within week 1, I had a little bit of trouble sleeping because of that, but then I got so used to them, I barely noticed them, that when my friends would come to visit, they're like, how do you sleep with all this noise? And I was like, what noise?
I don't hear it.
Yeah. It's like,
I can tell the difference between a fire truck, an ambulance, and a police car.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
You can hear them so often.
I'd have to get a test to see if I could, but I'm not sure. What do you prefer, commuting or living on residence?
We'll see you in September.